This is your girl Sincere. Welcome to Thought Crimes. Good morning, and I'm here with.
Yo, this is your man Prince Solomon. Good morning, everybody.
And we got to go with that warning before we go into anything else. And if this is a sensitive spot for you, comedy or anything like that, then this may not be the channel for you.
Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters, who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Thought Crimes. Thought Crimes. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Thought Crimes. I mean, we're here.
Yes, what's up, everybody? Yo, good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling?
Everyone wanted us to talk about Kevin Hart and Katt Williams, and
I thought you was about to say they were married, Kevin Williams.
I was about to say.
Sound like it was about to say Kevin Williams, but go ahead, say what's up.
Their feud coming to an end.
Yeah.
We have over to the left the mainstream midget who represents Sony, big bucks, The Rock, a network of mainstream Hollywood friends, and then we have over to the right the folklore, magician who's supposed to be more about being independent and I'm not a coon. We got Coca-Cola versus Pepsi coming together basically to become a conglomerate.
The streets versus the sweets, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is. Y'all talking about a post-racial society of Kevin Hart, a.k.a. what does black people want? Do they want to see successful, rich black Negroes, or do they want them to be poor? And then we got Katt Williams. He's a man of the street with an Emmy.
Just get along?
No, not with the super whites and the sweets. Yeah, so first and foremost, I got to say this, y'all.
It's boring.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you.
Katt
Katt Williams, I think he saved it.
He had the best moment.
Did they say they ended off with The Rock, right?
He didn't save nothing because we watched his 8 minutes on X.
Well, okay. So,
you know what I'm saying? We didn't watch it directly.
We watched it in clips.
We watched the whole, so,
That's a Vlad video. That's a Vlad interview.
That's one good thing about social media. You don't have to watch the whole thing of something you don't feel like watching.
Yeah, you don't have to drink alcohol like them. Yeah, no, for real. I mean,
you think Netflix is making a play on Comedy Central?
They got to try to do something. When they get down and out, a lot of these companies, they kind of go back to like the black folks and let them kind of do their thing a little bit. So it seems to be a lot more freedom. But yeah, I think
they didn't allow people allegedly to make jokes about Melania Trump.
That is true. But when I'm saying that, I'm talking about being explicit, though, with the language. Like, they was Cheryl Underwood. They was talking about Cheryl Underwood when she got on stage, and they was talking about all of the stuff she was saying. But I'm like, hey, man, Netflix is trying to get some attention right now. They trying to get some clout online. So what better way than have these black folks get up here? You know what this reminded me of? What is it? It's like an updated version of Shaq's comedy roast.
I personally feel like the owner of Netflix was a little bit down about not being able to buy up Warner Brothers. And I think he got a bunch of black and white and in between comedians that he owns and he's like, "Make me happy," but it was in the disguise of a Kevin Hart roast.
How much money did Kevin Hart get?
Probably a lot.
How much did he get? Look, y'all.
Because Katt claims
Yeah.
he got paid.
I mean, some of this shit looked like leftover from Comic View.
It
Let me-
it did. It like
Just being real with you all. Like, Katt did what he was going to do, and that was to upstage Kevin.
he was happy about that.
Yeah, he came out here to upstage Kevin. Kevin knew he got damned upstage, even just sitting in the roast. But yeah, I think it's just, this is like a Diddy remix.
Ooh, pause.
Yeah, it's a Diddy remix.
Talking about Diddy remixes,
Right.
since people want our thoughts on this, I do find it interesting that I do find it interesting that Kevin Hart usually is in interesting sexual positions with men who are bigger than him. And I mean, I don't know what size penis these guys have. I don't know, but I just know that he was bent over and humped with Shaq
Yeah.
from behind. Shaq
Was crazy.
Shaq literally put his dick on his butt.
He did. He was smashing his cheeks
And then you
in
had
open broad daylight.
then you had the situation where on the roast from the clip, because I didn't go to Netflix to watch it, The Rock was talking about suck his nipples.
Well,
And he was trying to push, Kevin Hart's head to lick his
I didn't see that part.
lick his tan nips.
Yeah, I told you I wasn't gonna sit through it.
And there was a third one. Oh, Diddy.
Yeah.
But he didn't really get touched on Diddy that much. This is when he was a little bit more authentic before he got baby oiled into the industry.
Right.
Because you saw when Diddy was talking about fighting on the bed for Cocoa Puffs, he did like pause, like
Scrambling and scraping, daddy.
yeah, like Kevin Hart was like, but then after you see the Shaq thing and then the Rock thing, I don't know. It seems like Kevin Hart is comfortable with it now.
Well, okay, my only thing about Kevin Hart, I don't know, and maybe for me, from Paper Soldiers to when he first got started with when he came out the scene out of Philly, I thought he was a funny little nigga. You get what I'm saying? But at some point in time,
Most black people did. My aunts and uncles went out to see him.
yeah, but at some point in time, it went from he's a funny little scared man to he's like getting cucked by white men like Will Ferrell. He's The Rock is like Shaq, and for me, it was like the transition happened so smooth that it's just that's all he was known for now.
You know this as a comedic historian, LeBron James. Comedians always had that it factor. Like up until he got sanitized, Kevin Hart is really funny. Was really funny on stage. Again, a lot of people in my family got dressed to go see him. A lot of black people did, and he was also had that funny back and forth where he was roasting Jamie Foxx and standing toe to toe with him, and then also roasting Marlon Wayans when they had their back and forth. But he was never really good at films. He do decent with kids films, Captain Underwear and all that. Fine.
This is when they started making him the main star, though.
But even before, he's never been in good films. Like people forget you've had, and this always been a thing.
Started with Soul Plane.
Jim Carrey tried stand up.
Yeah, wasn't the strongest.
Wasn't good.
No.
He did comedic acting, brilliant.
Yeah.
We saw Eddie Murphy. Of course, he did stand up, and they are supposed to be classic shows. But he really solidified himself in history as a comedic actor. So many classic comedic films. So we already know there's guys who have their strengths and weaknesses. Chris Rock, he's a bit of a mixture. He got some duds, but he got some good films. And, he's considered to be a very strong stand-up comedian. So know this.
His word special is don't kill the messenger.
Right. So everybody has their thing. Dave Chappelle with the television show that is the sketch comedy is one of the greatest that ever existed. And his stand-up comedy films. So that every comedian has their thing. They're always going to have somewhere where the ball is dropped somewhere. And for Kevin, I felt like his films have never been good. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if there is a good film that Kevin Hart has been in. Can you think of one?
All I think about is Paper Soldiers, maybe, and that's because all the other guys in there, I think it was just all like a funny hood comedy. But I'm trying to think really with Kevin Hart. I think, and even for some people, I know the first time that they ever seen Kevin Hart was Soul Plane. So for them, they locked him into that era, and it's never left for them.
But people gave him a chance even after that, and the film was just having.
I knew the film was going to be bad because Snoop was in it. Anytime that nigga's in a movie, ass.
They gonna get you.
What?
Training Day. He's a nigga in the wheelchair. Snoop Doggy Dogg was in the wheelchair. That's a classic film.
But I don't be remembering Snoop Dogg though. No, you're not wrong about it. It is a classic film, but Denzel beat his ass in the wheelchair and then went on to the next scene. But it's when like they try to make Snoop like a thespian.
Yeah. Even though I kind of went underneath your point.
Yeah.
Overall, you would be right because in Soul Plane, he had too much of a role.
It was too much.
It wasn't a side character. All right.
Tall cricket nigga smoking weed. Okay. He got the honeys and the bitches. Okay, nigga, I get it, right? And, with Kevin Hart here, though, I think Kevin Hart, to me, he definitely moves around like a guy that is a little unnerved if secrets got out. That's what I feel like.
Well, that's what Katt Williams
was alluding to. Yeah.
But also Katt Williams was letting everybody know he's the better actor of the two, and he is.
Yeah, he is.
Because Katt Williams actually starred in some good movies, and he can actually,
Kevin can't pull off Alligator Man in Atlanta. He can't pull that off. And Kevin has tried those roles. He's tried those roles like, what was the one that Eddie Murphy did? It's one of his worst films he ever did. Was it Mr. Church? Where he was dressed like an old man or something, grandpa or something.
Did you watch it?
No, I just remember the trailer. And
how you say it's a horrible film? You didn't watch it?
It looked bad.
The trailer looked trash to me too.
Yeah,
but
you know what I mean, Mr. Church. What was that?
I always have to keep.
Yeah.
Even though I want to try something so bad because the trailer, I was like,
I'll do it for you.
If I didn't see
I'll do it for you. I got you.
I'm gonna have to withhold my opinion.
That didn't sell me. I said you could have really did Life too.
Because it looked like a Hallmark type of thing.
It just looked like Eddie was fucking around. Because he was like, what you want me to do? It looked like you mimicking Morgan Freeman and driving Miss Daisy. Okay? But, no, I think Kevin Hart, I think this was like supposedly needed. This is supposed to be one of their bigger investments here. Netflix, and they got to keep the steam rolling because, a lot of people, they're just diverting off into anime platforms. They're doing other things. People still, the prices are going up on Netflix. So, I can see something like this. But to the other side of the game, this is a clipping culture. Look, some people like, bro, I saw the Kevin Hart roast of Katt Williams cooking them. That's all I need to see.
Kevin has done too many things that was funny on stage to say he's not, but he has lost a lot of his humor when he became sanitized through Hollywood. And I will also say this. He seems to have a bit more of leverage with animation than live action. 99% of his live action films have been trash.
No, his animations are
that he's starring is pretty good.
Yeah, they were better.
Much better.
Captain Underpants, right? Look, it's a funny film about a grown white man running around in his underwears around children. Now, I don't know now.
A film that Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein and the rest of them were like.
Hey,
No.
What was he saying? Tra-la-la.
That is true. Like, you can't trust Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a grown man.
A morbidly obese white man shaped like an egg
running around
in the underwears near children.
Yeah, at the school.
At a school.
At the school.
That have authority over the children as a principal.
Did not get beat. Didn't get shot a bunch of times.
Where's the Illuminati button,
okay.
Prince? Where that? Thought crimes. Watch that animation. At the time, we didn't think about it. But then, that's the problem. Like, when you start thinking about the industry, the seediness of the industry, then it's like, damn, now the movie... the whole movie just looks different now.
Tra-la-la.
And the tra-la-la does make it worse.
Yeah, because, okay. You know why they got away with it? Because Kevin Hart's character and the other little children, they were so cute in the film. They were adorable. It was very dope designs. But I'm not going to lie to you all. Because Captain Underpants, it's been around for so damn long. And you just don't think twice about it. But then... you're like, I Hollywood, it is a grown man running around in his underwears at an elementary school.
Yeah, pause. They need to be investigated. Oh, you know what? Cash Patel wouldn't do it.
No.
We need to fire. Cash Patel needs to be fired. Just to say this real quick before we go back to Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. He needs to be fired immediately. He's an embarrassment. The way that he has disrespected the Epstein victims and Ghislaine Maxwell victims, and also have lied and said they didn't have anybody else that assisted them in global trafficking. Man, this guy is disgusting. He truly is.
No, you're right about that. See.
I believe that Anna would like him.
Well, she's gonna probably be working in the FBI if she already don't work for them.
The Young Turks.
Yeah, the Young Turds. You know, look, that's an agency right there. Because if you look at how they shifted, man, I clearly as an agent. All right, but yeah, you know, I think overall, you know, with the, I really didn't check out the whole thing. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you all. Because I said I just wanted to see what Katt Williams was going to do. But when they said that The Rock was going to get up there and roast, I knew. Remember, The Rock he's been on a wonderful role of picking bad scripts. And I'm sure they probably gave him, or he selected the weakest jokes.
I think
it's about time for people to roast The Rock.
We got to be careful because, look, Kevin Hart don't want to turn into that monkey that Michael Jackson was carrying around.
Oh, Bubbles.
And sometimes the relationship between The Rock and Kevin Hart becomes uncomfortable. It almost like, you know, The Rock treating him as a pet, picking him up. And it's weird. Bro, it's weird.
And he's darker.
I don't care how short you are. You're in your 30s or 40s as a grown-ass man.
Being handled like a baby.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Even when he was telling Kevin Hart to suck on his nipple, it's actually, you know, making even The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, lose a lot of cool points.
Speaking of cool, there was a movie, I think it was called Cool or something the Cool, but it was one of the first like starring major roles for The Rock, and in the movie he was playing a gay bodyguard. The guy was running around and he was threatening and big, but he had a bat in, and the bat was pink. Now at the time, and I think Andre 3000 was in the movie, so at the time I was like, whatever. But then like when him and Kevin Hart got together and they had like this bromance thing going on, but they were kind of playing off of like
I don't know what the hell they playing off of because it's awkward, and not in like Curb Your Enthusiasm type of awkward. It
feels like an old gay couple trying to get sexy in front of people,
right? That nobody want to see. They don't
want to hear that.
And you know, with Will Ferrell, I'm glad you brought him up. What made his films more people connect with it more is because there is some sense of what's the word? I would say like a innocence somewhere in it.
Yes.
Whether you're talking about The Weatherman or Elf, which are two good comedic films.
Yeah.
And I personally think Kevin Hart has that potential because we see it in the animations. I just don't know why he doesn't bring that with the film. But I also think it's because he likes to be too corporate to the level where he sanitized his presence too much, which is why we never really got a live action film from him bringing that type of wonder or that type of energy that we've seen with Will Ferrell. Even Eddie Murphy can do it. Like, this is someone who was doing like raunchy comedy, you know, trading places, and then he's Dr. Dolittle, so he can even like Eddie was even able to bring it out of himself, or even with the clumps, like even this fat guy being made fun of, but then there's always this heart chakra part in some of Eddie Murphy's comedic films that just glues it all together and perfects it. Another person who did this is Bernie Mac, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I actually agree with you.
Transformers, or in the show, the Bernie Mac show, or even when he does raunchy jokes, you know, but it still feels like family oriented. So you would think, based off of even Kevin Hart's comedy, stand-up comedy, that he would be able to pull it off in films, but you know, he really hasn't. And another thing I would have to say, Prince, you talked about this off air. We talked about how the economy is so bad, And then you said, you know, you never know. Like maybe Kevin Hart and Katt Williams may go on tour, and then I said they may do a movie together. You never know. And you also said, you know, you feel these are the end days.
Oh yeah.
That you have so many people.
Yeah.
You know, who are coming together now when
it's scary times, y'all.
High inflation, and the inflation is going to get worse. You know, people need to really
You're trying to shack up.
Band together if you can trust the person to band together, because there's a lot of backstabbers out here. You know, don't run into the wrong den.
Well, the reason why you talk about that, Eddie Murphy wasn't scamming though. Kevin Hart's a scammer now. That's scamming right there. I mean, look at these movies. Him and The Rock.
Let me go look at these films too.
Him and The Rock. This is all scamming. All right.
Let's go.
Central Intelligence was about the CIA, right? But in that movie, you know, they had like they had the whole queer edgelord, queer comedy dynamic. Again, some people can pull it off. I think a lot of people can't. Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, Hart's cameo in he had a. Man, I didn't even know that. He had a cameo in the Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. And then he, of course, Jumanji. They got like 5 films together.
All these films look bad.
They were all bad. And you know what's crazy?
I'm looking for a good film in this
and
lineup.
Central Intelligence had a lot of Kevin Hart and The Rock come lick The Rock's nipples energy in there. No, because after a while, I was like, all right, man, we get it, all right? But I think it was a shtick that wore thin, but my personal opinion, yeah, absolutely. Look at everybody trying to collaborate everywhere. You know, at first when you saw
even with the Will Ferrell Get Hard, pause.
That was the end of Will Ferrell's run, though, right there. That was it. That was it right there. Because I was like, that's the Will Ferrell movie, and I wasn't going to see it. I was like, man, that's crazy. The one Will Ferrell movie that I wasn't going to see was going to be the one with him and Kevin Hart in it.
What do you think about top 5? He was in top 5, but he wasn't main though.
Is that the one with Chris Rock?
Yeah.
That was a boring movie. That felt like a black and Jewish alliance, a Brooklyn brownstone boring ass film.
He got a film called The Upside.
The Upside to what?
It just seems like another radio
that movie.
He's helping
he was Oscar baiting
a white man in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Stop it. How do Kevin Hart keep working with these people and he hasn't had not one good film? Okay, look at this. Look at the people.
Kevin Hart, The Upside.
Yo, look at this cast. Bryan Cranston. This is money laundering.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman. Come on now. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, let me see some. The Upside. Let me put this in on y'all.
This Upside. Is crazy.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Neil Berger as the director. Let me see what Neil Berger has directed.
Yeah, that's when he was helping Brian, and he was like Professor Xavier with no powers.
Okay, this looked like a metrosexual white man.
Yeah.
Let me see the other films Wait a minute. Okay. The Illusionist wasn't a bad film.
What was he in there doing?
He did The Illusionist.
Was he like the butler or something? That nigga doing it there.
Yo, man, how do Kevin Hart be getting in these films?
Let me tell you something. No, I want to talk about that. Look, let me show y'all some scene. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Mm-hmm. When I saw the Upside trailer, and I saw him driving Mr. Daisy on the billboard. When I saw that right here, y'all see it? The Upside. I said, I'm not seeing that. Don't want to see it. I actually had do not recommend. You know what else it reminds me of? See, this is when these guys start doing this Oscar hunting or, you know, I'm serious type stuff. Because remember, Will Smith did this. I always had a theme I told Sin a long time ago. Anytime you see a Will Smith film poster and the background is white, avoid it.
Not the Pursuit of Happiness.
When I saw it, it was like purple and magenta in the background.
Because Will, he's 50-50.
But he had Collateral Beauty with Edward Norton and all these other people.
That was ass.
Yeah.
But when he Oscar bait 50% of the time, it actually be good. It's a 50% miss, 50% hit. Versus Kevin Hart, it's just donuts.
Well, because Will Smith set that trend. Remember, and another thing people don't want to talk about, Kevin Hart was following the Will Smith formula.
but badly.
Yeah, and then remember, The Rock said he wanted to follow the Will Smith formula but do better.
Okay.
And
I'm glad you brought that
The
up.
Rock has like 10 films in a row that are horrible.
You're right, but Will did it better.
Because it's Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith got like
And he built on the Eddie Murphy formula.
Yeah, look, Will Smith, 80% of his catalog is dope.
It's solid. It's really good.
And he got 20% trash. Okay. The people who following him have a reverse ratio. It's 80% trash films and 20% good. Yeah. That's not a good Will Smith formula. Will Smith formula is to be in blockbuster films that make money, but they're good films. No lower than the B plus 80% of the time.
And like, he's giving you classics.
He's giving you classics. I don't know what the hell this is, but also
that's because they was trying to make a nigga. Because they was like, they can make another nigga, because, when it was like, because what did The Rock say when he came in off that island? He said, I wanted to have a career bigger than Will
that's
Smith.
why they realized they have to go with Michael B. Jordan, because you have to go with acting capabilities even before humor, if people can't have comedic acting, which comedic acting is different from stand-up and all that, is different forms of comedy. And also to add to this, Kevin Hart is proving a point here, though, that relationships are more important than talent.
Yes, 100%.
It's not that Kevin Hart don't have any talent. It's just the fact that
he got great relationships.
Yeah, so he could star in 100 films, and most of these films didn't even do well in the box office. Jumanji did, even though we didn't watch it because this looked trash trailer, but it's based off of relationships. That's why he didn't call out Sony when they call him a monkey.
No, he'll go somewhere else and get called a monkey, and he just don't want them to say it. All right, and look, if you look at the filmography, I'm gonna put this on the screen for y'all so y'all can see this. Look at the filmography of Kevin Hart, and look at the filmography of The Rock. You know what these things look like? If y'all remember, like in 2010, when they used to give you them DVD bins. And they were all like off-brand films that kind of almost looked like they were on-brand films. Mm-hmm. That's what these look like. All right? And if you kind of look at both of them, Jesus Christ.
Kevin Hart is worse, though. But The Rock ain't looking too good because he started to get a little bit.
The only thing that saved The Rock was his bad digital CGI appearance in The Mummy Returns. And he lucked on to the Fast and Furious franchise.
The Scorpion King, when he was a part of the franchise, it was nice. Yeah. He also gave up on giving good junk food movie. I think The Skyscraper.
Yeah.
And
that was the one he was handicapped, right?
Yeah. And where's the one where it was like a flood or something? What was that one?
Oh, you're talking about San Andreas.
Yeah. So he had like fun junk food film. He got out of like that to do like some really boring fucking films.
Well, it was a bad omen when you saw him in the Baywatch remake.
Horrible.
Yeah, so Skyscraper.
Yeah, horrible.
And then he was Hercules.
I didn't watch that yet.
I remember seeing Hercules, but I had got it for like $1. It was a DVD.
Okay, so was it good?
It was like the Scorpion King. Just like in a different country.
You're funny. That's true. I did see Rampage.
Oh yeah,
it's not a good film, but it was still.
You know what's funny?
It was still fun because here you have this lesbian actress,
right?
Naomi with him.
Yeah,
and then you have him just doing like
he's doing this hand thing, monkey, banana.
It just feels like, oh my goodness, is this Dwayne or is this The Rock? Was this the actor or is this the WWE?
Banana, did you fart? Monkey.
Actually, I sounded like an otter when I did that.
That's what the sound effects were in the film anyway.
It was a bad sound effect in the film too.
Yeah. And you know what I judge? You know it's funny when you bring up that one about him in it. What was it? That was the one where he was in there with the monkey and everything, with the gorilla, whatever it was. Rampage, was that it?
Yeah.
And that's actually based off a very popular game back in the day, right? It's an old school game, right? I actually judged that film against Mighty Joe Young. I said it's not better than Mighty Joe Young.
No, because The Rock is interesting. Comedy is in a weird space because now, and you're right, Will Smith started this, but he had more charm.
Yes.
And I will also say Wesley Snipes had more charm too, because
Always bet on black.
sometimes Will and Wesley would add a lot of comedy to whatever film they're starred in. Like, White Men Can't Jump with Wesley Snipes and then Woody Harrelson, and then you had Will Smith. Like, there would be comedy in like Men in Black and Independence Day.
Yeah, classics.
And,
classics.
yeah.
The zingers were on point.
But
the 90s were the height of the zingers.
But
Yeah.
Another one, Brendan Fraser, he also was in this category. I think what happened is people took the Will Smith formula. I will also say a little bit what Wesley did, and also Brendan Fraser, and then they watered it down. What we see with The Rock and with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest with you all. Okay, there was a period where, like, Eddie Murphy films right around, like, that Pluto Nash era and Holy Man, that people felt like, these films, because where Eddie Murphy had came from with Coming to America, The Clumps, and Nutty Professor, it's a classic. Even Dr. Dolittle, right?
He got one of the craziest runs
in Hollywood.
In Hollywood history. Like, he's an amazing comedic actor.
But I don't feel that alone, starring in films by themselves, I don't even feel Kevin Hart or The Rock by themselves. I don't even think they have a Pluto Nash in their filmography.
Well, that's also because of people like Ryan Reynolds as well. Throw him in there too.
That's a great one. We got to get into the
people who do 100 films and only.
We got to get into the tuna fish white.
One or two.
The tuna
good
whites. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We got all the blacks and half blacks on screen. Let's not be bigots today.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to throw white people under the bus too.
Ryan Reynolds.
According to Anna, after George Floyd, reverse racism is at an all-time high.
She is like a spyware virus. No matter how many times I mute her, I block her, she shows up somewhere else.
She is like spyware, and I just have to play this real quick before we continue on our merry way with what we're talking about here. Prince is right. This woman is such a thorn in the political commentary space. She's such a grifter. She doesn't really have an identity, and she does a lot of fillers. But when you said spyware, Prince, what you said there was so much on point.
Yeah, because I've been blocking and muting, but she still shows up.
She pops up out of nowhere. Because even 2 days ago when her bullshit came about, I was just minding my business on X. People put some good music up there, some sports, and then just stay politically aware, because a lot of great journalists on X, and then she continuously just pops up out of nowhere, like you said, like spyware, and it really is crazy the amount of nonsense this woman is just, especially when George Floyd's murder was also what took place with him. These are techniques that were also learned over in Israel towards the people of Gaza. And those same techniques were used against the black population in the United States. And it's like she claims to be against Israel and what's going on with Gaza, but to do all of that shows she's full of it.
Well, she's one of those tuna whites that they care about. Well, she don't care about because she was grifting that whole thing with the trans women. Yeah.
She's Armenian. She should know better.
Yeah, but now for tuna whites such as herself, the grift is Gaza and be racist to black Americans. So that's what I get out of it.
When the fight is intertwined, because if you look at the Epstein files, the two groups they hated the most in the Epstein files were the people of Gaza, Palestinians, and black people.
And black people.
Like Jeffrey Epstein was literally talking about hunting black people and black people low IQ and re-engineering their DNA. And it's interesting that some of the people who are trying to grift in that movement, they don't understand it. But let's just play this real quick. I'm just going to play this real quick so we could get back to Kevin Hart and Katt Williams. But, we like to mix a little bit of comedy in what we do.
Terrible, bigoted or biased comment.
Let's rewind this back. Here we go.
So, for instance, after the George Floyd protests happened and everything, there was this culture of people openly saying some pretty horrific things about, people with light skin. Just open racism against white people. And I know that sounds crazy because historically speaking, white people have been of privilege, right? But we're also living in a country right now where it doesn't matter if you're white, if you're a working class person, you're screwed. And how is it helpful to now do the reverse of the terrible, bigoted or biased comments that were said about other groups of people? Like,
So she was on the Tea with Miriam, where she said this
So
as
wait a minute, hold on. So she's on a show that got black lingo, but dog whistling to the racists about the blacks. Y'all see this crazy stuff? Y'all see this?
we
Look at this. This is Orwellian.
We said the black women, y'all would have had at a time in the T space. If y'all would have
just
if y'all would have came together actually and created like y'all own networks and stuff, y'all. Because a lot of the people who aren't black are now doing tea stuff. Men doing tea time. Let's it's piping hot. All that type of stuff.
The tea.
Wendy Williams, things that
That's what I was staring at.
things that
Black women.
yeah, no, it's not only Tasha K, even though she do winos, but who's the other one? Lovely Tea and other
Tea.
So
Impressive is a huge part of the tea culture.
Shout out to Impressive. So
yeah, so
you see that getting bitten up, and it is interesting. Like now, there's also a lot of talks in white space about dark skinned Caucasians and light skinned white people. This is something that we talked about years ago.
They do
Maybe
this every 1,000 years.
But for people who don't know why we say dark skinned whites and light skinned whites, we talk about it because
it's real.
In race science, you had dumb archaeologists, right? They would go and say Ethiopians are dark-skinned Caucasians, right? So fast forward, we would be like, okay, Johnny Depp is a dark-skinned Caucasian. The guy who got into it with Blake Lively, we like, okay, he's a dark-skinned Caucasian. Blake Lively is a light-skinned white person, right? But now I guess this is going even further because we have someone who is Armenian talking about how fair-skinned people are being attacked because George Floyd was murdered.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you all. Anna and what's his name? Jink.
Anna's a sociopath.
I think they're international espionage agents.
Because they
don't. The reason why I'm saying that
they're cool with a lot of people who are pro-Israel.
Yeah, well, yes, that's
like
number
Bill
one.
Maher. Like, come on.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that, especially Anna, they don't have an identity.
No.
Anna is acting like a dumbed down version of Val Kilmer in The Saint. The
Saint was
every 4 years she switches her wig off.
she changes.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to also say another one because some people may know about The Saint. The Saint was a film like Prince did with Val Kilmer.
Classic film.
He grew up in the orphanage at a part of the Catholic Church.
Yes,
and eventually he became really well versed in espionage. And it was like, what was it, like Cold Fusion? Remember, like in all the 90s, all the 90s films, it was like a Russian scientist, Cold Fusion.
We have to do Cold Fusion. And then what did Epstein say in the files? We killed Cold Fusion.
Yeah, they said they killed the person who actually literally developed.
There y'all go.
Cold Fusion, yeah.
I got octopus face on the screen for y'all to see. I'm sorry for you all if you don't want to.
Oh, you put
the spy.
Bill Gates?
Well, I got Anna on there. I'm going to switch on to the other one.
I didn't see the screen on that. Because you call him octopus. Okay, squid face.
Well, he's ball sack face.
Okay.
This is octopus face.
Okay.
All right. I really believe in my heart this person is a spy. I do not.
The same way that Nick is?
Which Nick? There's a bunch of them. Oh, you talking about Fuentes?
Yeah. Because they're saying that he although we said literally.
Yeah, he did some espionage shit.
Last year we said bro was a Fed.
Yeah.
But it's most of them.
Yeah, it's her too. Yeah, because
feds like to introduce each other into the mainstream.
And they got the same talking points. Like, okay, we're defending Gaza. White people are being attacked. What?
They're trying to Trojan horse. First of all, white people allowed for people in Gaza to be attacked. When you had the British Empire literally gut the people of Gaza, Palestinians, their land, their homeland, they got gutted. It was at the assistance of white people.
Yeah,
And so now you're trying to act like, oh, well, it's not us. It's just these Israel. Israel would not be as powerful as it is without the assistance of European nations and the Western Europe. Like come on now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, black folks. Some of y'all,
but they're trying to scapegoat us, black people.
Yeah, some of y'all gonna have to get it together because
get it together.
The brothers, black men, we really be having civil wars online. Because I know people like to say all the black men, they just being stupid, or y'all see that weird dark era of Myron Gaines and y'all put him on all black men. That I don't know. He is not an American black man. I don't know what that creature is. He another spy, right? But I saw during the last selection cycle, I'm like, a lot of the black women, they pulling together, but then damn. I came across some feeds, some conversations on my feed where black girls, black women were locked in Zoom calls with tuna fish whites like Anna. Now, let me tell you what the tuna fish white girls do. They're like, oh, I'm going to vote for Kamala because I don't want Trump in office and women's rights and all this stuff. Good, right? But as soon as Trump won, I'm switching. And you know what? We're being attacked. So it's like switching the victimhood in the other direction.
Yeah, like even when people talking about Taylor Greene, I like Prince and I already mapped out the possibility. Like you have allegedly Zionists versus the Catholics, the Jesuits versus the Zionists allegedly. And we talk about those who converted to Catholicism, those who already are Catholic versus those who are Zionists. It's all been mapped out on our Patreon. Make sure y'all go check it out. For those who don't know, we do a lot of in-depth coverage on the deep state and politics, not only pop culture or our music, catalogs that we talk about and albums and independent artists. But what are you about to say, Prince? I see you grin.
I'm sorry. Yo, I really thought I thought that was Ellen. But don't say you're right. But this ties into what you've been talking about. What we've been talking about for a moment, and yeah, I mean, look, let me tell you what they're going to be doing, folks. Just realistically, guys, black people, you guys are going to have to really pay attention to the white progressives.
Oh, you mean like what we said before?
We said this. Remember when Joe Rogan got busted and they was talking about the no word, and back then when there was a little bit more freedoms, people was like, no, JoJo he can say a no word. It's not that big of a deal. Now those same people are very angry. And you know what? One thing I am tired about a lot of the tuna fish whites online. I have to mute them too. I'm about to mute Sam Altman right now. Actually, let me get him off my screen. I have to mute them because I'm bored with their Tyler Perry performance of I am surprised. I'm shocked. Like what they're doing with the redistricting thing, with everything going on in the South. They're like, I am shocked. So anyway, the point of it is that Anna Kasparian, she plays Anna Klansparian. She plays into that. And look how gangster they get talking. Like Hassan Piker gets to masquerade as, I guess you call an ally. But he's a bigot.
Well, no, to your point, like if people are going to have to
just call them to their face.
Yeah, because
I don't know what else, because you want people to be more involved. But these people, like Anna says whatever she want to say. Piker says whatever he wants to say. Piker gets to sit down with Ebro. Ebro don't push back on him.
They keep saying Taylor and all these people burned their careers to fight for Gaza. You don't know that all the way yet until they show it completely through action with follow through. You got to remember, people have plans after Trump. They have plans. And it depends. you know, Taylor Greene could be authentic in what she's saying, and we could all be kumbaya and stop what's going on in Israel, and that's a possibility. But there's also another possibility of a Trojan horse,
I don't trust any
and
of it.
that Gaza still could be, turned into completely removed and turned into resorts that a lot of the people who are now fighting against Trump help co-sign with giving Jared Kushner a pass and so many others a pass that we have to be, honest about.
Well, with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and this is why you've seen this conversation about men in power or said good men, when they see certain things of tyranny or things that are wrong taking place by people in position of power, they do nothing. That's a curse, right? So my honest opinion about Marjorie Taylor Greene, I really feel, whether, people are agreeing 100% or people come to realization that they was being stupid, a stupid hog along the way like her. I don't know. I don't trust any of them, my personal opinion. And I think the general public bought too much into the Aldous Huxley propaganda of personality. So they got stuck on picking their favorites like these were rappers and rock stars. My honest opinion from what I've seen, I don't feel you're going to get any real kickback. I know people are looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene, and a part of this is to isolate the conversation back to personality. But my grander question is, will there be any clapback anywhere? Whether you have allies or you making political allies across the aisle, whether it's Republicans linking up with certain Democrat members, and they're like, "Hey, well, we need to slow the brakes down on this." From what I've seen, I don't see it. I don't really see. I see a lot of yellow bellyism. I'm looking at Anna. I'm looking at Hassan. I'm looking at Jink. Who else? Ebro in the morning. I saw Ebro in the morning. He said, first of all, black people voted 90% in the direction of Kamala Harris because they told black people protect the republic, or all this stuff. Black people went out and voted, right? I saw Ebro in the morning say he went on a rant with Rosenberg, and Ebro said, and this is what we're talking about, but y'all was talking about tangibles. I'm like, half nigga. Black people voted the grandest.
They're getting blamed by the black people on the left and by the white people on the left are blaming black people, yeah.
Right, and then Rosenberg, just to say this, and Rosenberg said, because they do this divide split, they was like, oh yeah, well, black women, blah blah blah. Black men showed out. There was no other group that voted more in favor of potentially a woman president. Okay, but black men did show out, but they played that thing of like, oh, we're just gonna, only the black women showed out. And then Rosenberg turned around and said, like, what did Trump promise a black man? A Cadillac? I said, and again, all of this will be you all's karma.
Well, and also so people can also understand it's even beyond Kamala Harris. Yeah. It's just the fact that you don't know to get mad at people who are hesitant with Taylor because there are people who pretend to burn things up before, like Alex Jones, and Alex Jones actually helped put people who were pro-Israel into power. He helped the people who were murdering children in Gaza, whether he said or not. He helped Steve Bannon, who's a pure pro-Israel Zionist. So for any idiot who's getting mad, because people giving a side eye to Taylor and other people, like, come on. You even have Nick, who's been very favorable towards Zionism lately. So I do think that people got to understand you are putting a lot on the line for clout chasers, hoping that they've really turned. Now, of course, you shouldn't just push people out. If again Taylor Greene really is having a true change of heart, of course you can, do something with that. But that doesn't mean you start trying to bully or crap on people who've been consistent damn near almost their entire existence. And that's the problem with political movements. Y'all are so fucking easy. Y'all shit on the people who've barely budged with their ethics and morals just so you can just hop to the people who are popular, forgetting that they're popular because they bit into the apple of the mainstream at first. They bit into the apple where they got pushed by AIPAC, where they got pushed by a lot of these technocrats that are pro-Israel and stuff like that. And then after that happens, and they be like, oh, well, okay, I have a change of heart. Then you crap on the people who be like, I'm side-eyeing them because we've seen people do this before only to dupe people again. So, yeah, give her a chance if you want to. That's fine. But that don't mean you start now destroying the foundation of the people who've been consistent damn near most of their lives.
I don't trust any of it. I don't trust Marjorie. I don't trust the Trumps. I don't trust Gavin. I just don't, and I don't feel they're incentivized, nor do they actually feel threatened enough to do anything for the people. Look, you guys got to understand. Even when you talked about like people that were suffering because at that point in time around Thanksgiving they were holding up food stamps for a lot of families that actually, they need this. That's their tax-paying dollars go to these programs, and they are supposed to have these things when they fall on hard times. It shouldn't be a debate about anything, right?
No, true.
And
even Lamont Hill, to be honest, he lost his job at CNN because he was for the people of Gaza,
right?
And you don't really see people like trying to put him on the same pedestal, like, oh, he's sacrificed everything for Gaza his whole career.
That's why you have a lot of
but he don't speak
industry.
He don't speak in an anti-black way.
So
at least not most of the time of what I heard.
I don't trust any of it. I don't trust any of it. Anybody that comes through the social media personality program, and look, people want to be entertained. There were people, they were entertained by Nick Fuentes. There are people, they're entertained by Marjorie Taylor Greene when she was acting ass and doing the whole thing about January 6th. And remember, a lot of people start to shift when they feel like the train is running dry. So they move on to the next segment or whatever the case is. So my personal opinion, I think a lot of white progressives and white liberals don't want to be honest because, they didn't address any real issues during the election process. And there was a lot of infighting with the DNC. And Stacey Abrams broke it down on the 85 South podcast when she said that the DNC has basically said they don't want black issues to be talked about. But black people are to be condemned, just to keep that in mind. So, look, I mean, people can do what they want to do. I think it's just going to be another round of bullshit. Marjorie Taylor Greene does not have the Supreme Court power. That is a very huge stone in the Thanos glove of Donald Trump and the Trump administrations. And the liberal whites are not being honest about that conversation. I've watched The Bulwark. I've seen them bullshit a lot, and I've watched Midas Touch. I've watched a lot of them.
They're repeating history.
Yeah.
They've always united with white conservatives, and then for a short while they thought they were doing something, and then the corruption continued. I mean, that's how even the Industrial Revolution, white liberals, white conservatives came together. They still got put in the factories. Okay, they created unions. Then they destroyed unions when they were fighting each other. Then they create. They're just doing that same footsie shit. I just think any black person who really believes in them or get their heart broken on some Aries Spears VAD TV shit, you're just a fool. You go in there to make business, to push for things that are righteous, whether it's to protect the children of Gaza, protect the people of Gaza, whether it's to also protect your communities in the United States, for there to be equality and all that stuff, for a lot of lies like DEI and all that stuff to be dismissed. But you don't go in there trying to be super friends because that's your problem. Like you, it's weird,
Yeah, I'll say this, and I don't want to go too far into it. I'll share it on Patreon. I have my opinions about all of that. I'll just put it like this. If people see that there's a real situation where it's 100% more than likely a complete loss, but you can appear like I tried to help. If you know what I'm saying. A lot of the tuna fish whites on the left, that's what they're doing right now. All of this is performative.
They're not, no, to your point, because it's a weird thing that's going on. They keep screaming on their podcasts, but we have yet to see any real improvement with Gaza. Now, it could happen. Of course, it's just, you talk about centuries of imperialism. You can't just be wiped away overnight. But it does seem more as if people are generating cash and also trying to be more about doing this weird pro-white supremacist angle of things more so than focusing on the people of Gaza, destroying the police state. ICE is spreading. You saw American citizens be murdered, like Keith Porter, Renee, and also Alex. You already know what's going on. Bill Gates coming back outside, and they Hantavirus and Big Pharma. There shouldn't be anybody talking about reverse racism or George Floyd or any of that. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, you got to keep this in mind, Sid, and I'm going to just make this real clear. It's not. You're right in what you're stating, Sid, in the breakdown.
In the Epstein files, yeah.
In the breakdown, it's true. But, and I'm really highlighting the fake tuna fish whites on the left and the progressives because they're the ones that are doing the craziest flip-flopping. Gavin Newsom has a horrible track record with black women. When it's convenient, when it served a purpose, they sat down with Ben Shapiro and talked about getting rid of programs that were protecting black folks from being discriminated on the jobs. These people comfortably said that while screaming, "Free Palestine." The only reason why I'm saying this, I'm just being.
Daily Wire and PragerU are definitely anti the people,
right. So
the Palestinian people. But a lot of them people saying they admit they were brainwashed at the time. But to your point, you and I would never go over there with the Daily Wire PragerU because we already know they're for bombing kids in Gaza.
The reason why I'm saying that.
But to your point,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you said you was brainwashed. These people, okay, we were brainwashed. That's why we was over there. Okay, well then what's the next stage then out?
I'm going to tell y'all.
You spreading the gospel. And
all
then what?
of this is to avoid the Negro in America. That's really what this is. That's what goes on here. Because if you look at it, what did Gavin Newsom do when he started his podcast, right? I reached across the aisles. His first 3 podcasts, they were all racist. They were all white supremacists. Hassan Piker, right? Ebro, scary ass when convenient. They talk about black people. They get angry and they bring up black people. Everybody's bringing up black people. Black people showed out in their voting. Even we got people in our comment section. We got all types of people that voted in different types of ways. But there was a lot of black people that said, "Nah, I don't think I want to deal with the Death Star." Right? But most of this stuff, and remember, these decisions were already made. Even on the last years of Nancy Pelosi. Look at AOC. Now people are calling AOC out. They're saying, "Wow, you're just like Hillary Jr." And
they may be, but I'm like, look. I mean, everybody is looking out for themselves. It's going to be interesting to see who the real ones are, who the fake ones are as time goes on. And speaking of,
like TYT,
like TYT,
flip floppers.
Now, Bill Gates, Hantavirus. Some people are saying, well, maybe there's going to be what took place with COVID. Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on Big Willie, who put drugs in his wife's smoothie allegedly without her knowing?
He tired of people talking about them emails.
Giving her a STD.
Yeah, he tired of people talking about them emails.
He is.
Yeah, and The View, they stooges, they just gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, okay, Bill Gates, that's what he said." And what I say about Bill Gates, he's definitely fascinated with viruses.
Yeah, no, he's always been fascinated by.
It's almost like if he could, he would have sex with a virus.
Bioengineering. Biology, viruses, bacteria. He has always had an obsession with it, like a scientist word. But I think for for reasons that aren't pure, though. Usually scientists have a fixation on it because they want to cure and figure out ways to protect, human populations as best as possible. I personally think, based off of the Epstein files, the evidence there, overwhelming evidence, and other things, that is obvious that Bill Gates' obsession with it, like you said, is for nefarious reasons.
Yeah, so again, the Hantavirus, it keeps hanging around when they brought it up, and it's unfortunate, what has happened. And they talked about this person that got it, so patient zero. Apparently, he was bird watching in a landfill, and he
Which you and I talked about, like, who the fuck does that? Like,
yeah, that's
people
what they said.
do that. Usually, I've seen people who travel to and do things like that, but they don't be on cruises. It's very bizarre that somebody would do that on a cruise, understanding that they will be with other groups of people in a more closed setting, closed environment. I've seen travel vloggers who be like, they do dangerous shit. They be in dangerous areas.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be life threatening in the sense that they can catch a virus or get really sick. But I've never seen them be like, yeah, I'm gonna be on this cruise though.
Yeah, well, yeah, they said that the person, apparently they were like sightseeing and they were doing some bird watching in landfills in Argentina. And I said, what? And then other people came out. They was like, yeah, that's quite a common thing. I've never heard that before. So, people just be careful. Of course, the last time Homeboy was in office, he had this emo tip. Look, that's why I call him the mummy. Like, I don't know. Every time he shows up, it's just like the locust plague. And
Turkey Neck, he seems to be up to something. Yeah. I'm gonna play here. Even Bill Gates, it talks about what he's doing with this land grab and also Frankenstein foods. Take a listen.
And not support Bill Gates. And
hold on, we're going to run it back again.
275,000 acres across 19 states. National Black Farmers Association President John Boyd Jr.
You see, National Black Association Union that lost a lot because of systemic racism and how white people took a lot of resources from black farmers. He's talking about everyone, how Bill Gates is trying to harm all Americans. Anna is a bitch. And this is something that's very interesting. People like him get ignored for people like her who are clout chasing. But let's take a listen of somebody talk about some real situations that can harm people.
Joins us now. John, so great to have you on. So I'm sure you put a lot of thought into this. Why do you think Bill Gates is buying up all this land?
well, one is greed, and it's running America's family farm is off family land. Basically, we can't buy the land once Bill Gates moves into the area. For example, his data center is right next door here, and since he's located in Bulletin, Virginia, land prices have went through the roof, $15,000-$20,000 an acre. What farmer do you know that can pay that kind of money per acre? Off anything that we can grow on the farm.
This is very important. This is something we talked about before. They're pricing people out. The data centers, or even when we, Prince and I, when we was talking to the audience and Ariel and everyone, they're trying to price people out so there's no competition. People think, oh, it's just in like tech or only in commentary or social media. No, it's even scarier. They're pricing people out of organic food, like authentically organic food, not something slapped with organic on the label, but still have harsh chemicals that can mess up your kidney, liver, gallbladder, and different things like that. So what he's talking about is really important. Let's continue to listen to this.
He doesn't do anything when he comes into these areas to support community-based organizations or invest back into these communities. That's what's hurting America right now.
Yeah.
And what he's trying to do now in the food industry is the same thing that they've done with seeds. You know, when they put genetically modified seeds in, and now he wants to do that with beef. But you know, America's farmers are proud farmers, and I'm asking Americans not to support fake meat, but to support farmers out here who grow beef like I do, and poultry and pork. Support America's farmers and not support Bill Gates. And
we're gonna go to the rest of this on our Patreon. and that's John Boyd Jr., a great American farmer out there in Virginia, where I was born. And yes, we could read Aries Spears.
Okay.
So he's out there and he's fighting the good fight. And I worry about Bill Gates because I wonder, like, are you going to spread? Of course, let me be careful with my language because we're on YouTube. Is there going to be something engineered where some grand virus is going to contaminate beef or poultry or something where, hey, the solution is fake meat, you know? Remember, they create the problem so they can give you
Well, they
the
already
solutions.
lining that up with the Strait of Hormuz situation, and they were talking about food shortages. The first experiment was in 2020, and I don't know if you guys recall, but your local grocery store only has a set amount of reserves. I think somewhere between 1 to 3 months before they actually run out, and if they've been cut off from the supply chain. So man, I don't know what to tell you guys, other than, just some of the information that's been provided here on the stream. And if you guys have been listening to us for about the past 8 years or so, 7, 8 years, you guys know that we've been covering a lot of these things as well. And it is a weird dance between entertainment and politics. And I know there's some people, they say, well, all of it's been intermingled because, look, I mean, Trump comes out of the entertainment business industry, spearheaded by big bank, and we saw Obama merge with celebrity, and the same thing with Bill Clinton. Ronald Reagan was an actor. So I even think the mindset of people getting upset about addressing both worlds, I think it's a bit remedial, immature, because the founders and the architects of this country, that's not how they think. And the people that are real power players and movers, that's not how they think. So that is a bit troubling. But they were already talking about food shortages, and then within 3 to 4 months, the effects of these additional tariffs are supposed to take place. Especially around midterms. And they're talking about all types of things that's supposed to be coming out, from, I guess, ICE agents harassing voters that are waiting to vote during the midterms. People talking about shortages and running, proto-experiment test runs like what they did, I guess, last Thanksgiving. So it is interesting. It's never a good sign when you see Bill Gates comfortably sitting on The View, talking about viruses are wonderful. The guy's a piece of work.
He definitely is a piece of work, and it just gotta see, like, I'm not here to judge people who have a change of heart. I'm not a person that's vengeful or a person that's unforgiving. Even though some people may think that because of tenacity, but you should be supporting people like Dr. John Boyd Jr. with even more fierceness than Taylor Greene. Yes, still support her change, her seemingly change of heart, but with a wary eye. But you should be building up people like Dr. John W. Boyd Jr. I don't get people's. It just feels very clout chasing energy instead of being sincere about backing these people who know how to grow food. These people who have the skills. Look, a podcaster's not gonna fucking protect you, idiot, once things go down. Okay? A podcaster can't hand you their fucking mic. If you're fucking sick and you don't have nurses there that in your community that really ride with you, and doctors and herbalists and farmers and stuff like that, get y'all shit together. But any last words, Prince, on any of this?
No, you guys take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. And, guys, just continue to look out for our routine posts on all social media formats, including you can support us on Patreon.
Love y'all, and we are out, and we are going to be closing to war crimes.
Babylon and generation P8 with clean sense, uncommon, can you see straight? Freeze frames by the blockchain, the deep state, deep fake DNA. I'm mobbing with the think tank. Be on the block with the guards where the beats done. Go makes it loud for a law, get your beat stung. Freeze frame, make it hard for bombers roll through. That hating energy get barbecue beef bump. You work a third every day to get the shame. Yeah, we got just like the murderers and rapists that you claim. So we burn a little sage, then we raid in your spot.
Get down, get your motherfucking ass down. What that motherfucking dope at? Fuck, nigga.
Pull crime, take a crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime. Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rape, and thieves. So why should I be patient?
I said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Said he pull crime, pull crime, pull crime, slow crime, slow crime, pull crime, pull crime. Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating. And my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know everything that they got come from slave. So why you tryna get me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah. And my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know homies and some cold-blooded killers, rapists and thieves. So why should I be patient?
Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
White folks are nosy. They have specials. Nosy specials. Why does a bee make honey? You ain't a bee. Why do you give a fuck?
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
If he dies, he dies.
Go to our Patreon for more. And don't bother me.